Hey guys, good afternoon. Today is July 30th, 2024, and I'm going to be starting to live stream every day, real time, day trading the US stock market. You might have seen some of my videos on my channel, and my goal is just to start streaming every day, sharing my ideas, my thoughts throughout the day of what's happening in the markets. But more specifically, I'm going to be day trading, so I'll be sharing. One second. Sorry about that. So I'll be sharing specifically what trades I'll be making through the day. So I have a 4-monitor setup, so I've got a lot of different stocks that I'm looking at throughout the day, and I'm going to have this screen up for you guys up here. That is going to show you 6 stocks that are kind of my focus list. Okay, so these are stocks that I'm actively looking at to make trades on, looking for setups. So that's going to be shown for you guys, so you can kind of keep track of and see what I'm seeing, and maybe we can spot something together. I don't know. So today, right now, I'm actually in the Pacific time zone, so it's about 12:30. My time here in California, and so I'm done trading for the day. I mostly place my trades in the morning, so in the first hour or 2 hours is where I'm very active. So tomorrow morning I'll be live streaming from the open, that way you guys can actually see what I'm trading. So in today's live stream, though, I just want to go over what I did trade today. I was going to live stream starting this morning at the market open, but what happened was I didn't have my microphone set up, I didn't have my screen set up, I wasn't ready. So worked on that stuff today, got it all set up. So I thought what I'd do today for the first stream is just go over the trades that I took today and kind of explain a little bit about what I did, if you guys are interested in that. So the way I have my trading platform set up is that I use Charles Schwab as my broker. However, I execute my trades on a platform called Dash Trader. So a couple different reasons why I do that. Maybe I'll get into that in a different stream, but let me go over 2 of my best trades, okay? Let's see here. Let me pull those up. So one of the reasons why I do like Dash Trader better than, executing on Dash Trader better than Thinkorswim, is that I have the ability to show my entries and exits sort of in a very easy to view manner. So right here on the top, you guys see that I have coin pulled up, right? So this is the chart that I was looking at this morning, and the horizontal lines that I drew, some of them were pre-market, I think most of them. So I like to look at the 15-minute chart here, and then I go back, look left, always look left, and right about here, this is pre-market, about 15 minutes before the market opens. And this is what I'm looking at, right? I see this level pretty clear, got a little bounce off there. That was a close, I think, on this day, and then some after hours activity pushed it up. And then there's obviously this level, which is a low of that day. So those are kind of the levels that I'm looking at. And then as far as resistance levels, I would think this sort of this area kind of is a resistance zone, like 240. I don't really do zones. I do lines. So I mean, kind of the same thing, right? Roughly speaking. So I put some lines there, and then as the market opened, I switch to this, this one here, and now I can see the 5-minute chart, and this is sort of what I trade off of. These days I've traded off of 1-minute charts, 2-minute charts, 3 minutes, you name it, I've done it all, and what I found that works best for me now is the 5-minute chart, because it allows me to stay patient and allows me to kind of see the bigger picture versus trading something like scalping 1-minute candle charts. I've done that a lot. It's just harder to see the big picture when you're in the nitty-gritty, so to speak. So like I said, I'm going to go over a trade with you guys today in this stream, and that is going to be my coin trade, right? So here is my executions. Hopefully you guys can see that right there. So I'm just putting the chart on top of this one, so you guys kind of see what I was looking at. Sorry guys, I'm battling a cough that just won't go away. So I'm looking at this chart right here during trading hours, and what I'm looking for is a reject of my lines that I've drawn, and also I pay attention to the EMAs. So I like to focus on 3 EMAs, which is the red one, this one right here, that's the 100 period EMA. The orange is the 50 period EMA, and the 20 period EMA is green. So those are kind of the 3 that I like to keep track of. Based on my back testing, it seems to help me stay with the trend or identify areas of support or potentially places where a stock could turn. So doesn't mean it has to, but it's just sort of a guide, right? So in this example, it kind of works out perfectly because I got my resistance area at 237.40s. I've got the 100 period EMA at 237.80, and it rejects both of them. And remember, I was already looking for a short trade. Coin was beat up pretty well yesterday. This is all yesterday right here, right? 254 down to 236s. I was expecting a continuation of coin downward, so I was already looking to short it pre-market. So that's why I was able to jump in so quickly here. As soon as I saw that rejection, I got in short, and I was pretty patient to cover like most of my size down here in the 230, 231 range, which coincides with this line, my support line right here, 230.60, right? So if you zoom back out, where did I get that line? It's from this area from the day before. So that's why I covered here. Here. This is why I covered there initially. Now, when I did have some size left over for a bigger drop. So what I did is I kept some, and I noticed this consolidation right here, which, let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see maybe. Put this back on. So the consolidation here is what I'm talking about. So here I'm kind of holding my short, covered most of my short here, and I still had a few shares left over, and as I'm noticing this area consolidation is just like a bear flag consolidation near the lows, is below all the moving averages. And oh, I forgot to mention the purple line to you guys. Maybe you are aware the purple line is the volume weighted average price of VWAP, and yeah, so that's that line. I forgot to mention that when I was talking about the EMAs there. So anyway, so the point is, when I saw this bear flag consolidation, I thought to myself, if this breaks the low here at 231, I think we've got to move down to my next line, 226. So I was also looking at the SPY, which is right here around that time, around 11. Well, this is around, actually, yeah, right before 11. So here's a SPY. Let's look at that. I always keep an eye on the market while I'm trading the overall market, which is S&P 500. So what I noticed is that this is really weak. It's been, you know, selling off all day. And if we can get a break of the low here at 231, I thought we could get down to my level of 226. So what I did is I actually reshorted coin right there. You can see the, well, I don't know if I can make this bigger. Well, I don't know if that's better. So I actually shorted here. Still had a few shares from this shorted here. And then I realized how good of a setup this is, so I added to my short. So I doubled my size. So I used 2R risk on this trade here. I just thought it was too good to pass up, and I needed to assign more risk to it. Just felt pretty confident in that setup. So that really ended up being a home run trade, because it just, you know, I had to wait about 10 minutes and then it just flooded. I did get a little impatient here with this little cover. Probably could have waited down here, or even waited till later in the afternoon to cover here. And as you see, it actually ends up going much lower, like about 224. So I could have just waited to see it if there was a bottom that was put in, and then put a stop up here, back to break even, and then covered on the way down here. But hindsight is 50-50. I do trade in R, so I use the R system. So if I'm risking 1 unit, which is 1R, I want to try to get back roughly 2 units, right? So I'm getting 2 to 1 on my bet. So the way I do that is I tend to take my first target at when I hit 1R in profit, and then I'll wait to take the next pieces off at 2R and 3R. So that way overall I end up with about 2R, even though my first exit was like only 1R. So, you know, again, I'm still kind of playing around with how I want to exit my trades and what's optimal, because sometimes if you don't take your exits at 1R or 2R, this thing could turn around and go back and you've lost your unrealized gains, right? So it's always kind of like a double-edged sword, whether you want to hold for bigger profits or whether you want to take some off the table and, you know, lock in some profits. So that was one of my better trades from today. And then today was a nice day, green day today. Great moves. This market is super good to trade, guys. So I hope you guys are doing well. Let's take a look at one more. And that is going to be Tesla, so which is right here. Let me pull up that chart for you guys. This is, again, why I like using Dash Trader, because I can show you guys my trades. Super easy to see that here. Okay, so looking at Tesla here, again, same idea here that I had on Tesla. At the open, it just dumped. I was looking for a short, so let's look at the chart Y. Let's go to 15 minutes. Okay, so we got a double top put in here. Boom. Pre-market, it rejected almost a double top pre-market here, which is pretty bearish. And then we got some levels here. I'm going to remove this because this is what I was looking at pre-market, right? So almost like pretend like this stuff is not here. This is what I'm looking at. So that's what I had. And, you know, too many rejects up here in 234, 236 made me think that this was going to be a short today. So I was looking for a short trade, and this is what I got. So off the open, I like to wait a little bit. I don't like to jump right in because Well, I used to do that, and I would get chopped up, very, very chopped up, just going up and down, and getting stopped out. So I've learned to wait, be patient, and wait for a real setup. And for me, that is, confluence with support levels, resistance levels, and EMAs, right? So right here, I waited right up until about 7:30, an hour after the market opens for me on the Pacific time zone. And I saw another nice setup. We see a consolidation here on Tesla after it dumped at the open, consolidated sideways, fake breakdown, spike back up. But knowing that this is so weak, the market is also so weak, I expected this to reject somewhere, right? I expected a rejection at, one of the MAs, or maybe previous day close, which is this dash line is the previous day's close. So I waited, and I got into a short right at 2:30 once I saw the consolidation, and I saw this candle, which was a fake breakout to the upside, much like this one, but the opposite. And it was a nice rejection of the MAs, rejecting the previous day's close. And I liked this so much that I added, I think I got 2.5 R risk onto this. So I got 1 entry, 2 entries, 3 entries. So I didn't get full 3R on here. I think I added half of this one, so it wasn't, it was like 2.5 roughly. And I think because I sized too much here, I covered too early. Right, that's kind of like the caveat when you want to trade big size, you want to take big share size. The problem with that is you're gonna get nervous when your P&L is flashing big green, and you think to yourself, "Oh gosh, what if this turns around and stops me out?" So, versus if you just have your standard size, you're more like, let's just let it do its thing. If it stops me out, no big deal. But when you're 2.5 R into a trade and it stops you out, that hurts, which makes you nervous. And that's exactly what happened to me today. So I took some off at VWAP, which, I can't knock myself for that, because the VWAP is usually a good point of support for stocks, right? Large caps. And we did see this candle here where it bounced off the VWAP, and you can make a case for like this is going to continue upward. But I stuck to my bearish thesis on this, and instead of getting out of the trade and like maybe stopping out prematurely, I decided I would just take a few pieces off to make myself more comfortable, and I could stay in the trade longer. So I did take a few pieces off, and then I realized, okay, once I started seeing these candles rejecting, and the price didn't really move up here, and I thought, okay, I think we're due for potentially a test of the low of the day. So I added back the shares that I had covered here, went back to 2.5 R risk, and I covered on the way down. And again, covers are too early, right? I mean, look how far this thing went. Holy smokes, this thing dropped $10 from my entry. $10. I mean, obviously I had no way to know that it was going to do that. No one does, but this is just a lesson that it pays to be patient, and I shoot for 2R exits, and I think I was already at 2R when I was taking some of those covers on the shorts early, but it was because I had 2.5 R risk, so I needed to really wait for 2.5 R or 5 R, right, to take some of those covers. And had I followed that, I would have had a much bigger green day, but can't complain. I had a good day today. So those are two of my biggest winners for the day. Tesla and coin. I also traded Nvidia, did pretty well on that one. My losers, let's talk about the losers. PayPal and CRWD were my losers. Real quick, we'll go over those. PayPal and CRWD. And yeah, these were the losing trades. I also traded Disney. Disney didn't. It presented a really nice setup on Disney here. I'll show you guys. Disney right here is a really nice setup. Get rid of all these. Clear that out. This is what I was kind of very simply looking at this. And see if you have any other levels. No, that's pretty much it. So I was looking at Disney at the open, and I noticed it just shot through the roof. And I bought this pullback and got stopped out here. But had I been more patient, and I waited, look at this sideways accumulation just under VWAP, and then it popped through. And then again, this is what is known as the ABCD setup. So you get A, B, C, and D. So that's kind of like what's known as the ABCD long setup. You can Google that. It kind of looks like this. In fact, it looks exactly like this. You got the high point A, B point is the low. You got a pop at C, and then a D is where you want to exit, right? So yeah, had I been more patient, or actually, I was away from my computer around this time. I wasn't here. I had some stuff to take care of. So had I looked at this, I probably would have got in here, to be honest. I would have gotten long here at 92.80, and my stop would have had to be under the lows here, under this candle's lows, because I have to get a lot of room. But I still would have knocked out 2R on this trade, right? So really good setup. Held the 50 EMA really well. So these are the kinds of things that I like to study and see, what sort of setups that were offered today by the market, and that way tomorrow I can keep an eye out and just continue to learn. So that's the end of this stream. Again, I just want to do a quick stream today to recap the trading day. I had a great day, green day today. 3 winners, and I had 4 losers. 2 of them were just baby losers, and 2 of them I lost 1R each, which was Serve, where I tried to take a long here on that, stopped out, and then, oh, did I go over PayPal? Did I not go over? Oh, I didn't. I went over Disney, which was that was a small loss. PayPal, I tried the long right here. Waited for the drop, got on long here, was up, and then stopped. I'm fine with that. Again, sometimes these large caps offer late afternoon setups, which is like right here around. This is 9 o'clock Pacific time, which is noon market time, Eastern time. So yeah, I mean, this was a great setup to go long, same as here. And that's it for today. So tomorrow I'm going to live stream in the morning. So I'll be able to talk through my thoughts as I'm taking trades. So I hope you guys follow me and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Take care.